Resentment felled, it is time to face obsession once more. The focused fault has a way of clarifying the strengths and weaknesses of any formation. Chaos and order will ride again another day, but for now, it's time to rage against the dying light. Or perhaps it's the dying blight. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Loki Oren, and we are back at it in Darkest Dungeon 2, taking out a new formation. And for the first time in what feels like a while, I'm going to take out a formation that I picked out for a specific reason. So let's get going. We will rage against the dying of the light. We will not go quietly. We will bring out the dying blight. So let's go ahead and just kind of commit to the bit here. We are going. We're gonna go kind of hard and heavy in what we're aiming to do. Ooh, this might be an Examine It one. It's either Scourge or Examine It. And then Bonnie as an Arsonist. Yeah, it's definitely Arsonist. Because this would be enhancing the wrong thing. But yeah, let's kind of meet our companions here. We're going to be taking out a Venom Drop Grave Robber. It's our long-running Audrey with the Jinx. Have Paracelsus with her Slugger, Swine Slayer, and Vicious. We're definitely going with Incision, and we are gearing up for Cause of Death. That is the entire reason we're doing this. We are going to make some big numbers go burr. Our Unyielding Flagellant, Blank Desktop. Still not entirely set on his hero path. And finally, Bonnie, Raconteur, and Tough. A couple of hypochondriacs in this formation. And I do think she's going to be an Arsonist. Just reducing her incoming damage in order to pierce that burn resistance and just land more burn. On the other hand, yeah, no, it's very, very clearly Arsonist here. So really the only decision point is, do we want to do Scourge or Examine It? Because we really want to be... I think it's probably Scourge, because we do need a tank. This formation is a little fragile without it. Probably won't be using Sepsis, because we don't want to consume the Blight. Might be something like this. Fester has a world too. But yeah, this'll be the formation. So we're going after Obsession with Dying Blight. A reference first to every character here except the runaway dealing Blight. But also I think to some extent it's the connections to death. Bonnie and Audrey have both killed people. Well, actually, everyone here has killed people in some way, shape, or form. And then the Flagellant is, of course, basically a walking corpse. So it's definitely a very thematic formation. But as we get into the battle here, this looks like it'll be pretty straightforward. Oh, did I set this up? Oh, I didn't set her up properly. We need Dragonfly. So this isn't going to be the best example. But we're going to be able to see at least some of the gameplay loop of what we're aiming for here. And it's really just going to be making stuff dead with dots. We will be looking to Dragonfly more than Searing Strike, but that's really the only material difference we're going to have here. Yeah, we'll just down you. But yeah, thinking about this formation and kind of its macro traits here, the immediate thing that comes to mind when we think about damage, healing, and stress, the damage output of this formation is very interesting. It is not exceptional at dealing numbers of damage. I don't know how great this formation does against something like a question like the Seething Sigh, where you need to be able to deal 12 damage to the front lung, or 9 damage to the rear lung. I think it can do it, but it's not really what this formation's looking to do. This formation is looking to build up huge stacks of Blight and burn to a lesser extent and bleed. Very dot heavy. And I think that's going to be very interesting to play with some of these fights. From a healing standpoint, Paracelsus plus Flagellant, there's not a lot of scenarios where we're not going to be able to heal. Probably something like that. And we will be able to... also, we'll be able to make use of Cauterize at least part of the time, giving Bonnie as well a chance to heal. And yeah, overall, there's just a lot of healing. Stress is actually where this formation falls down. We're going to be relying a fair amount on crits and to a lesser extent Endure as a way to mitigate at least some of our stress. So that's the formation, but let's... His Prison. Apply to attacker when hit. +1 Blight received. That seems pretty good. More skill gives a strength token. Plus 10% negative banter. The Shroud feels like a pretty good start. The Foder actually is really strong for us too. We want to go to both of these. Visiting a creature den and getting his Prison. This actually seems pretty good. So really, I think either of these would be quite fun. So it's basically Oasis versus Creature Den. I'm gonna think about that one further because it's not necessarily clear which one I should do. Two pretty good items. Kyurgen's Directory is quite good. We did roll for some stuff. We do have a snap. I forgot we do have Snappy Swig. Spoken Sharply is not getting used. Minor Bouncer's Belt. Probably not getting used. Guess we can slot that in. I don't know that's getting used. Do we have anybody whose speed is high enough to make use of this? I mean, it may as well go on. Bonnie, she can't make use of the whole thing, but she can at least get it started. We could take out Star of the Chosen again, but I actually think we're gonna hold on this one. I think we're gonna take a step back from the Star of the Chosen for a moment, just hang out and enjoy a normal run. I want to get a more consistent win under my belt here. We're definitely going after the Lair of Possible, so we need all the food. Stimulating Poultice does let us punch Bonnie over the top. Tangle? Do we want to go to the Tangle? We're not super keen on going to the Tangle. Could go Strongbox and Clotting Cruer doesn't really appeal. Protector, it doesn't really appeal. None of these really appeal. Maybe we get an answer out of this. No. We're going to be moving a little bit, but not a ton. We could have built to make this a Crocodilian run, but I don't think that's the play. What do we have here? We have Scouting Gear and Food Gear. A Shambler Spawn. This doesn't feel like a Shambler Spawn run. Reanimated Rabbit. Just go really, really fast. That's a consideration. If we did that, do we have any... We don't have any Food Gear here, so... That would turn off Reverberating Readout, but I don't know that that's a bad thing. And we do have the food barrels. So actually, this kind of... Maybe this is a rabbit run. All right, this will be a rabbit run. Let's take the rabbit out for a spin. Except... Do have a bunch of items to spend. Probably save the Experimental Remedy. I don't think we need to spend that right now. And perhaps we do... This just doesn't do anything right now. And now that we've taken that... Now that we've taken the rabbit, I really don't think this is getting used. So maybe we just grab Strongbox. Grab Crow's Nest. They're both fine. Touching Dirges, Whiskey Flask. We are essentially guaranteed to find a Kyurgeon, so maybe we just save the rest of our relics. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just save the rest of our relics. We don't really need any of them. Just get fully loaded up.
The mountain will not be denied.
Who's got the worst trait? Well, let's see if we can just knock off Hypochondriac. Wonderful. Playing cards. Get everything moving in the right direction for the most part. Put that on you. Put that on you. Put that on you. It gets you to 10, so we're going to see those crits come out. There we go. We're not getting a lot of rabbit benefit right now, but that, I think, will be fine. And yeah, I think that'll do us here. Now, the question is, what do we do here? I think we do want Incision to be available. We do kind of want Incision. And maybe we just go straight to Cause of Death and have that big hit. The alternative would be something like Improving Endure. Improving Dragonfly. Dragonfly is a very big upgrade, and we're almost always going to be using it. Smoke Screen's also a consideration. Lots of good options here. Flashing Daggers. She doesn't really have a good way to enter stealth right now. Lots of available options. Let me set up skills here, because we're not going to be looking for Audrey to move very much. She's really just going to want to stay where she is. Dead of Night probably comes in. Flashing Daggers, Thrown Dagger, Poison Dart. Maybe we just upgrade Poison Dart. It's kind of tempting. Dead of Night is a good upgrade too, but I don't know how useful it'll be. Yeah. I think that's probably the play there. She's set up the way she needs to be. I think this is probably fine. And you're basically set up the way I'd want you set up for this. Okay. We'll upgrade Dragonfly. Why not? Okay. Well, that'll do it for this first episode. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next time as we head, I think, ultimately we do go to the Shroud. Primarily because getting Paracelsus's Bleed and those upgrades seems really strong. Though, really, this is sort of I'd want to go to both places, truth be told. But between the two, I think the Shroud first. Because his prison seems like a pretty nice upgrade. So that's what we'll do. Tune in next time as the Dying Blight heads into the Shroud. Until then, see ya.